Imagine you're me, handsome, buff, and you decide you just want to kill some time at work, whittling time away before you get off. And you say, I want to look up some local folklore. Maybe there's something interesting that happened near me. And you discover that in your city, the town you've grew up your whole life in, that there was a monster sighting nearly 60 years ago. Today, we'll be talking about the Riverside Bridge Monster.
During the 1950s, Riverside was a bustling city, rich with opportunities, mainly in the form of agriculture due to the large orange orchards that are still present to this day. Riverside was considered at this time to be one of the largest cities in the state and saw an influx of immigrants due to job opportunities and the Southern California weather. One guy I found online wrote a blog about growing up in Riverside prior to the 60s. He described it by saying, quote, "It was as if God had prepared a newer, more perfect Eden," end quote. Based on that, I'm assuming there were probably a lot less homeless people back then, but you get the point. Riverside, or even Southern California itself, was a place to be, a place to start anew, and to carve out a life for yourself.
But with more people come even more problems.
On Saturday, November 8th, 1958, Charles Wetzel was driving through Riverside, California, when what he described as a 6 foot tall lizard like creature attacked his vehicle. He described the creature as having no ears, no nose, but a long beak like mouth. He stated that as the creature clawed at his windshield, he floored it, running over the creature, which could be later corroborated by police who saw signs of damage to the underneath of his vehicle.
This happened 10 miles from my house. What?
Based on the description from Wetzel, I used AI to provide you guys a visualization of what this bridge monster may have looked like. One notable feature I find really interesting is that of the beak. I've seen in multiple accounts and retellings of this story that the creature was lizard or reptile like, so the fact that Wetzel described it as having a beak is very interesting to me. Maybe what he thought was a beak was actually a long, narrow snout similar to that of a crocodile. But then again, I can't remember the last time I saw a crocodile in Riverside. We're actually about 5 minutes away from where we're supposed to be headed. I guess one thing we're anticipating to see is probably a lot of homeless people. If you guys are from the area, you're familiar with the Santa Ana River, the Santa Ana riverbed. It's a very big hotspot for homeless people. So that is one thing we might encounter. As far as actually seeing the Riverside Bridge Monster, I don't think we have super high expectations considering this is a report that came close to 60, 70 years ago. But we do want to just scout the area out. Maybe we can find a reason or some type of plausible explanation as to what he saw that could have been like mistaken for this monster. And yeah, we're just gonna see what's out there. So for any all the future videos that are this long form content is going to be investigations like this. Just park here and assess the situation. Yeah, dude, that looked all blocked off on the end. Shit. I don't know. What the fuck is this? We can go down from here. I feel like we should just park and then try to walk in the way that car came. It sucks we didn't get accident. What's up, guys? So we are here in the Santa Ana riverbed. As you can see, there is no river anymore though, so that is what it is. We already smelled some fire coming into over here, so I think there's definitely some activities of some homeless individuals in the area. Another thing is we struggled to find parking, and we may or may not have parked illegally, but that was after a recommendation of a very nice security officer. So hopefully this is a quick investigation. We get in, get out, and we avoid car towing. So yeah. So here we see this is a kind of a construction vest of some sort. As you can see, it's reflecting. Well, it was reflecting when we were walking over here. The light's on right now. So a little PVC pipe. I'm gonna have to not touch that. You know, but it's a pretty interesting find out here. It almost looks like a flag if you think about it. Maybe someone's staking a claim to this territory. Hear a little clicking off in the distance. Or, hear me out here, could this be the remnants of one of the Riverside Bridge monster victims? Who's to say? Only about 10 minutes in here. Hello guys, so as you can see here, it's the remnants of a TV. There's a black widow right there. Cameraman Victor, please get that. Watch out for the ants by your feet. There's also ants over there. There's been ants all over. So we are not gonna flash the light of them because we've already drawn some attention to ourselves because we've seen them following us with their own flashlights. But if you hear humming noise in the background, there's actually the sound of multiple RVs over there that to the right that belong to some of the homeless people living in this area. So as I said, there was people who were driving along the trail. The same way there's motorhomes parked off the very side of that same trail of people who presumably are living in them. One of them, as I said, followed us with their flashlight. Doesn't seem like they're being confrontational or anything, at least so far, so knock on wood. But yeah, so hopefully they let us continue our investigation in peace because we kind of are encroaching on their supposed turf right now, so yeah. You guys can hear the sound of the actual river and the Santa Ana River. Obviously not as mighty as it once was, but it's still here. Can you get the fence? So that little fenced off area. Wait, I can light it up a little more so you guys can see it. This is where the river is, just past this point. So if you guys can see, there's a trail from where we are right now that goes down here. It's probably more likely some of the rougher areas where the homeless people in this area are living. We did encounter one homeless guy earlier. He was kind of minding his own business, so we didn't really want to bother him. You know, I'm sure he heard us. It's not like we're ninjas or something. So he didn't want to come up to us or talk to us, so we felt like it wasn't really right to bother him. But maybe if we come along someone else, we'll ask them some questions. Maybe see if they've seen the Riverside Bridge monster. So, and they are living over here more than anyone else. So, as you guys can see right there, you know, that's a hole in the fence. Could be a sign of maybe the Riverside Bridge monster got irritated, ripped that open, crawled under there. Alright, so that's gonna close our investigation here of the Riverside Bridge monster. So real quick before I give my thoughts, cameraman Victor, any final thoughts?
Well, we walked around for quite a while, maybe an hour and a half. All we saw at the beginning was a couple of footprints, dog prints, some bird prints, and when we made our way west, we saw some homeless settlement with a couple of trailers, and we even saw a guy with the chair. Well, we didn't see the guy with the chair. We saw the chair first, and then a couple of minutes later, we actually saw a random homeless man ended up walking right kind of next to us. He didn't see us, so we just made our way a little more east and started doing some more exploring, but that's all I can say.
I think one of the main takeaways from this investigation is that although we didn't really see any evidence of the Riverside Bridge monster, and to be honest, I kind of stand on the point of like, it's probably not here. I mean, we went into it saying that we're probably not going to see anything because this sighting was over like 60, 70 years ago. But one thing I do want to note and highlight is the fact that like there's so many homeless people living in here. I'm not saying that as a negative. I'm not saying that as a positive either. I mean, it's not great. It doesn't reflect well in the city or the community. But one thing I do want to say is that like it does kind of highlight a more growing problem. And I feel like one of the narratives you could take away from this video, besides the Riverside Bridge Monster, is the fact that this was once a bustling, thriving city. People came from all over parts of the world, much less parts of the United States, to come here for opportunities. And, now we're in an area where there's all these homeless people and they don't even find a place to live. I mean, some of them are living in the river. So, yeah, it's rough, but... All right, sorry, guys. I want to do the final synopsis. As you guys might hear, there's a lot of noise pollution in the area, a lot of trucks. Victor, if you want to do a quick scan of the surrounding area. One thing you'll notice, and one thing we noticed even trying to find parking, is there is a lot of commercial districts over here, a lot of warehouses, a lot of trucking hubs, if you will. And going back to the homeless people, there's a lot living in there. If there was presence of a Riverside Bridge Monster, I don't know if it would be around anymore, regardless of what it is, just due to the fact that what was probably once a super non-urbanized area, very rural, had a big river. We talked about that a little. Now it's like a smaller stream. Maybe this isn't the habitat for it anymore. I mean, you got the homeless people competing with the Riverside Bridge Monster for food even. I mean, not to be morbid, but I'm just being realistic here. These people aren't living like the best life. So, I mean, I can't imagine the monster is going to want to be around them either, if there is one. So, yeah, it's kind of my final thoughts. All in all, it was a cool place to check out. It was really cool, so close, but yeah, I'm going to say this probably, if it was here at one point in time, which, reports indicate that it was, it's definitely not anymore, at least in my opinion.
What's up, guys? If you made it this far into the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I love you guys, and I appreciate you for watching this video. It means a lot to me. A lot of work went into this. I want to give a special shout out to the homie Victor, cameraman. You guys can definitely expect to see him in some future videos. I'm not sure what, obviously I gotta ask him, don't want him getting too scared on me. But now that this video is over, I do want to give you an idea of the next region we're going to be exploring. We covered Riverside in this video, obviously. The next region will be the Mojave Desert. So, some pretty, I'm not telling you guys what it is, but that's going to be interesting. I'm excited for that. As should you guys be. Yeah, like I said, guys, I did want this video to be a little longer, but, with editing and just the footage I had, this is what I came out with. I think it's still good. I hope you guys liked it. And yeah, once again, appreciate all you guys. Love you guys. And yeah, catch you in the next one.